one of the things that I try to do is to get companies to throw out the idea of engagement. You know what, I hate the word, for the sake of engagement, when people are going after it and saying, hey, this is what we want to do, we want to engage our people, and they're focusing on that, you know, it distracts from the actual goal. And I like the idea of engagement, because when people talk about it, they talk about it because it's a good thing, but it's also a problem because they're focused on, you know, did our engagement score go up 1 point, or you know, is this group more engaged than the other? And they're focusing on those specific things instead of focusing on what really matters. What I really like is there are some stats and some statistics around engagement as a driver of actual business outcomes, and how it can tie into things like sales, how it can tie into things like revenue and productivity and innovation. And a great story, I think, I love innovation as an actual engagement metric. It's really a lot of fun. It's hard to measure hard to measure innovation, but here's a good story of how that kind of worked. So years ago, when I worked as an HR director, I had an employee that worked with us. We had this way for people to submit ideas. You know, everybody has a little suggestion box. Ours was on SharePoint side, so it was a little more robust and technical, but basically it was a suggestion box for all intents and purposes. And we had an employee that put an idea out there that was focused on taking one of our products and figuring a way to license the hardware so that we could resell it over and over and over again, collecting recurring revenue for it. And it was just an idea she had. She threw it out there, you know, not knowing if it was really going to work or not, but ultimately it became a more than $1 million product line for the business. And what I really like about that is what I see as the actual value of engagement. Not that that person's just doing one extra, you know, pushing out one extra widget on the assembly line, or not just that person is going to take one more phone call from one more client, but the person that's really so engaged and excited and bought in to what's going on that they are looking for ways to actually add value beyond what their job description requires. That's the real excitement around engagement for me, is the thought of innovation and how much is locked in the heads of our employees. So much innovation comes from people that are closest to the work, not from the people that have a closed door session and say, okay, it's time for us to innovate, let's start brainstorming. You know, those things just don't work nearly as well as when you have someone at the very front line saying, hey, I've seen this, we could tweak it a little bit and it's going to get better results. Or it could be, again, one of those big ideas like my engineer friend that ended up earning the company millions of dollars. So anyway, just a quick idea around engagement and innovation, and just a reminder, please don't focus on engagement for engagement's sake. Really look for those business outcomes that are tied back to that you can prove the link to. That's what's really important.